I should not be telling you this. Even speaking these words breaks an ancient code, the one that keeps the masses asleep and the rulers safe. Because the truth about power, the raw, unfiltered truth, is not meant for everyone. It is ugly. It is merciless. And once you hear it, you will never be able to unhear it. We live in a world that pretends to worship kindness, fairness, and virtue. But these are masks, not realities. They are bedtime stories whispered to children so they can sleep soundly, never questioning the hands that hold their cradles. Niccolo Machiavelli, the man the world calls ruthless, stripped those illusions bare. He saw the game for what it is, and he did not flinch. Power does not reward goodness. It rewards ruthlessness disguised as goodness. The powerful do not play by the rules. They write the rules. They smile in your face while their knife is pressed against your back. They shake your hand while calculating how many steps until you fall. They make you believe they are noble while turning you into their pawn. And most people? They will never learn this. Because the truth terrifies them more than the lie comforts them. They cannot bear to see the gears behind the curtain. They cannot stand the thought that the entire system they trust is built not on fairness, but on force. But if you are still listening, it means you are ready. Ready to see what others are too blind, too weak, or too innocent to confront. What I reveal to you is not mere advice. It is a weapon. And in the right hands, your hands, it can change everything. People love to dress power in white robes. They like to believe the successful rise because they were honest, noble, and virtuous. That is the fairy tale that lets society sleep at night. But history tells a different story. Every throne has blood beneath it. Every fortune has bones buried within it. Every great name is a monument built on corpses. Strip away the marble, the speeches, the sanctified portraits, and you will find betrayal, lies, intimidation, and violence. That is the real foundation of power. The weak despise this truth because it shatters their comfort. They cling to the myth that goodness triumphs, that merit naturally rises, that virtue alone is enough. If that were true, saints would rule the earth. Look around. Is it saints who rule, or predators in tailored suits? Machiavelli understood what most refuse to admit. Power is not granted to the patient. It is seized by the ruthless. Those who wear innocence as armor are not protected by it. They are exposed by it. That is why true players learn to live with two faces, the benevolent mask for the public, the ruthless strategist in private. They sign treaties while planning wars. They deliver speeches on justice while sharpening knives in the shadows. They hand you roses while planting thorns under your feet. And the masses? They believe it. They always believe it. Because they want to believe. They want to feel safe. They want to cling to the illusion that the hands guiding their fate are clean. But you are not here to feel safe. You are here to wake up. Behind every empire, behind every CEO, behind every polished politician, there is a ledger written in deceit and opportunism. Not because they are evil for the sake of evil, but because survival at the top demands it. The moment you accept this, the moment you see the truth, the questions you ask yourself will change forever. You will stop asking, how can I succeed while staying pure? And you will begin asking, what must I sacrifice to win? Here is the dark irony. Power does not corrupt. It reveals. It reveals who is willing to get their hands dirty. It reveals who understands that every crown carries a dagger hidden within it. If you wish to rise, erase the fantasy that power is innocent. Stop believing in the myth of purity. See the world as Machiavelli saw it, cold, clear, stripped of sentiment. Only then will you begin to play the game as it truly is. Fairness is a leash. Mercy is a trap. Hesitation is suicide. We like to think corruption is a flaw, an accident, an exception to a noble system. But that too is a lie. Corruption is not the exception. Corruption is the system. Whenever power gathers, corruption blooms around it like vines on stone. It is not just envelopes of cash under tables or smoky handshakes in the dark. No, the real corruption is far larger, far subtler. It is governments passing laws written by corporations. It is regulators leaving their posts to take jobs in the very industries they were meant to police. It is wealth invisibly redirecting policy, influence, and even war. The powerful do not cheat the system. They are the system. That is why every empire rots from within. Not because humans are unusually wicked, but because power attracts ambition, and ambition always demands reward. Look closely. Politicians leave office wealthier than when they entered. Public servants become private kings. Non-profit leaders dine like royalty while the people scrape. Is this a mistake? No. This is the natural state of power. The truly Machiavellian ruler does not fight corruption. He manages it. He directs it like a river. He decides who drinks from it, and who drowns in it. He ensures no rival grows strong enough to steal the flow. He does not eliminate rot. He controls it. And what does this mean for you? Stop dreaming of clean hands. If you rise high enough, compromise will find you. The greatest trick rulers ever pulled was convincing the public that corruption is rare, that when it happens it is a betrayal of the system. No, it is the lifeblood of the system. When someone is caught, they are not punished for being corrupt. They are punished for being careless. And what of truth? Do you believe truth is free, that it spreads naturally like sunlight? Another lie. Since the dawn of kings and empires, truth has always belonged to the powerful. They decide who knows what, and when. Ancient princes controlled their realms with spies and messengers. They knew every whisper, every dagger in the dark, every shifting alliance. The ruler who knows everything but reveals nothing holds an advantage no army can match. Information was not shared. It was hoarded. And when it leaked on purpose. Today the technology has changed, but the game has not. Politicians speak of transparency. Corporations promise accountability. But the truth you are given is the truth they want you to see. Press conferences are theater. Quarterly reports are masks. Leaked scandals are often staged distractions. Meanwhile, they know more about you than you will ever know about them. Every click, every search, every purchase. They are not collecting it for your safety. They are collecting it for control. The more they know, the less freedom you truly have. Ask yourself, what do you really know about those who sit at the top? Their speeches, carefully scripted, their scandals, conveniently managed, their private lives, polished illusions, but their deals in smoke-filled rooms, their whispered promises, their enemies buried in silence? You will never see those. This is why lies are not the strongest weapon in politics. Silence is stronger. When chaos erupts, the weak scatter. They panic. They cling to illusions of safety, to order, to someone else who might save them. But the strong see chaos as opportunity. A burning city is not tragedy. It is a blank canvas. A collapsing system is not disaster. It is fresh soil. Where others see ruin, the ruthless see rebirth. Understand this clearly. Stability is not your friend. Stability keeps people docile. Stability locks you into place. Chaos is the great equalizer, the storm that shatters the pillars of the old and clears the ground for the new. When order collapses, power shifts. Thrones wobble, fortunes evaporate, alliances fracture. But those with vision, those who move without hesitation, seize what remains. History does not reward the nostalgic. It rewards the opportunist. Think of every revolution, every empire's fall. Who rose from the ashes? Not the mourners, not the loyalists. The ones who sharpened their blades during the chaos. The ones who saw in fire not loss but possibility. Chaos is the furnace of power. Weak men fear it. Great men forge themselves inside it. That is why leaders secretly thrive on crisis. Every disaster, every war, every plague, every financial collapse All of them create new hierarchies. They strip away illusions and force the world to reveal who commands, who obeys, who survives, and who disappears. Machiavelli knew this well. A prince must never let a crisis go to waste. He must ride it like a predator rides the storm, using it to crush rivals, bind followers tighter, and reset the board in his favor. And you, if you wish to rise, must do the same. Do not pray for calm seas. Do not beg for smooth roads. Pray for the storm. Pray for the earthquake. Pray for the collapse of order. For chaos exposes weakness. Chaos tears down gates. Chaos reveals thrones left vacant, ripe for the taking. The world will tell you chaos is dangerous. They are right, but it is only dangerous to those who never learned how to swim. This principle is no less true in human relationships. For centuries, rulers have asked, is it better to be loved or to be feared? The naive will answer love. They say love inspires. Loyalty creates devotion, sustains bonds. But love is fragile. It is conditional. It dissolves the moment it becomes inconvenient. Love evaporates when you fail, when you stumble, when you can no longer provide. Fear, however, is eternal. Fear hardens loyalty. Fear makes betrayal unthinkable. Fear keeps daggers sheathed and conspiracies whispered only in dreams. Love is a gift. Fear is insurance. Love is voluntary. Fear is permanent. That is why Machiavelli declared, if you must choose, it is safer to be feared. But here lies the brilliance. The greatest rulers do not choose. They take both. Give your followers just enough affection to inspire devotion. Show them symbols of love, rituals of loyalty, festivals of belonging. But beneath the warmth, let them feel the steel. Let them know that disobedience carries a price too heavy to pay. Smile with the lips, but keep the blade at the throat. This duality is the true art of mastery. To the masses, you appear merciful. To your rivals, you are terror incarnate. That balance ensures survival. That balance ensures legacy. But most rulers fail because they become addicts. Addicts to being loved. They crave applause, likes, votes, validation. They chase admiration as if it were oxygen, but admiration without fear is worthless. People admire saints and crucify them. People admire kings and overthrow them. Remember this always. It is better to sit uneasy on the throne of fear than to die comfortable in the arms of love. And what of freedom? Another illusion. Another idol worshipped by the weak. People claim they want freedom. They bleed for it in revolutions, shout for it in parliaments, demand it in the streets. But watch closely. The moment freedom weighs too heavily, they surrender it willingly, for safety, for comfort, for convenience. Freedom terrifies them. Freedom means responsibility. Freedom means risk. Freedom means standing alone with no shepherd, no guide, no hand to blame but their own. And that is unbearable for most. This is why rulers always win, because they understand the herd. The masses do not want freedom. They want security. They want the illusion of choice, not the burden of it. They want chains disguised as gifts. So every tyrant learns this. Strip away freedom in the name of safety, and the people will beg you to take more. Offer them bread, offer them games, offer them distractions, and they will kneel willingly. Ask yourself, who benefits when the herd screams for freedom? Not the herd, the ruler. For he grants them just enough illusion of liberty to calm them, while binding them with invisible chains. In ancient times, those chains were religion, tradition, superstition. Today, those chains are consumerism, screens, digital cages of dopamine. The faces change, the tools evolve, but the truth remains unchanged. A distracted herd does not revolt. And so you must decide. Do you wish to be among the sheep or among the shepherds? Do you want to shout for freedom or rule those who shout? There is no shame in being sheep, if that is your choice. But there is danger in pretending you can be both. Because here lies the darkest lesson. Power belongs not to the just, not to the kind, not to the hopeful, but to those who endure. History is merciless. It does not ask whether you were right. It does not care whether you were moral. It asks only, did you survive? When your enemies are gone, your version of events becomes truth. Yesterday's treachery becomes today's necessity. Yesterday's barbarism becomes today's civilization. Survival is the only true author of morality, and so hesitation becomes the silent executioner. Each pause, each doubt, each second guessing is a gift to your enemies. Ask yourself, who profits from your hesitation? Your rivals, your competitors, the hands already reaching for your throat. The graveyards are filled with men who waited while others acted. Do not join them. Better to act and fail than to wait and be devoured. Now ask yourself this. How many opportunities have you already buried with hesitation? How many victories died unborn because you paused, because you wondered, because you feared? Every empire could have been born from a single bold act. Every king could have been crowned from one decisive moment. But hesitation strangled them before they ever drew breath. Do not repeat their mistake. This is where you must choose. You can close this and return to the world of illusions, the bedtime stories where virtue wins, where kindness rules, where justice triumphs. Or you can step deeper into the shadows, into the realm where masks are torn away, where power is naked, where the weak are consumed, and the strong endure. It is not an easy path. It is not a gentle path. But it is the only path for those who want to rise. So I ask you, will you be remembered as kind, or as victorious, as merciful, or as eternal? The choice is yours. But remember, fairness is a leash. Mercy is a trap. Hesitation is suicide. The world is not waiting for you. It is already moving, and if you stand still, it will crush you beneath its march. So rise, claim your place, or step aside and be forgotten.